Everybody, Houston, David Burton here. I had to start over. We had technical problems. You can hear me, I can hear you. It's all good. Now we talk about how Drew McIntyre put his name in the hat for a championship.
Yeah, he wants Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
So we do know that um, Survivor Series will not be SmackDown versus Raw, so that's good.
Yeah.
Which is good, because that was just getting up. It was getting too much. You know, Vince was burying some SmackDown every year, so Triple H was like, this needs to stop. Like, this SmackDown versus Raw stuff is over. And if we do know Shotzi will face Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's Championship, Drew McIntyre wants a shot at Roman Reigns. And to be honest, I don't blame Drew McIntyre. He did have Roman Reigns beat at Clash at the Castle. Unfortunately, he was robbed out of that match. So, I don't blame Drew McIntyre for winning another shot at Roman Reigns. But that's if he gets that match. Mm-hmm. Now, the whole SmackDown World Cup thing, I don't get. I don't get it. I don't like the idea. They shouldn't be doing it. Mm. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. It sucks. Y'all. Yeah, I agree with you, bro. It sucks.
Yeah. What the heck is that back there?
Don't worry about it. These pimping ain't easy. Let's put it like that. Anyway. I was going to say something here. Oh, yeah. Those of you who don't know, if you watch Cardiff, not Cardiff, you watch Crown Jewel and you watch tonight, notice the bloodline was a little light today.
Yeah.
We're missing somebody.
Roman. No Paulie. We did see the Usos successfully retain the tag team title, so they will indeed pass the New Day.
I'm talking about Sami Zayn. You're missing him.
Of course.
Of course, he wasn't there at Crown Jewel because he's Syrian, and Syrian and Saudi Arabia have issues, and because of that, Sami Zayn would not be a part of any or all events in Saudi. So that's the reason for that.
Yeah, and people were asking where was MVP. Well, due to MVP's past, let's just say he spent some time in jail, which is the reason he can't go over to Saudi. So he wasn't there to be an almost corner like he is normally.
Bruh, his name is Omos.
Almost, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, I hear people say almost, I hear people say Omos. You know what I'm talking about, that's all that matters. But anyway, MVP, yeah, there was no MVP. But he got destroyed by Braun Strowman.
Bro, the size of those two, Braun Strowman was looking to the chest of Omos. That's how huge Omos is.
Yeah, and Strowman is not a small person by no way, shape, or form.
Oh yeah.
He picked him up, hit him with that power slam, and got the victory, which is one of the few times he got taken off his feet. Of course, Lashley also took him off his feet. And trust me, he is not an easy guy to be taken off his feet. Neither is Strowman, for that matter. Let's not forget what Chad Gable did. Suplexing Braun Strowman.
Mm-hmm.
No, that was impressive. But yeah, so it was announced that the winner of this ridiculous World Cup will face Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship.
Mm.
And they put Strowman in this World Cup. And we already know what happened last time. Strowman won the Intercontinental title. They shouldn't have put the belt on him. They shouldn't have put that title on him in the first place. But yeah, I just don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Let's talk a little bit about Bray Wyatt. Who in the hell is Uncle Howdy, and why is he after Bray?
I don't know.
Really? I was making a little breakdown there.
Whoever Uncle is, you know what? I think this Uncle wants Bray to return to his old self. That's what I think that is. He wants Bray to return to his old self, and Bray doesn't want to do it. Now, it's only a matter of time before we find out who that is. But in the meantime, I think that's what that is. Like, you need to go back to your old ways. Pretty much what I mean is he wants the Fiend.
And we all know that Bray's old ways is a little effed up.
Yep, and Bray wants to stay away from that.
Yeah.
And Howdy's like, no. You are going to give in, and you are going to go back. You're going to go back, and you're going to be the way you was. Because this new you ain't coming. That's what I think is going on here. That's exactly what I think is going on. And like I said, it's gonna be some time, hopefully not too long, before it's revealed and we find out exactly who this person is.
You know what? It's November. I'll give it till January to find out the identity of Uncle Howdy.
You know something? I was thinking that too. I really was.
It's November, so I'm gonna give it till January.
I was thinking the same exact thing. No. I saw in an interview, Solo Sikoa was asked about The Rock, saying how he's the head of the table. And Solo says, what table? He's not in WWE. There's only one head of the table, and that's Roman Reigns. He's wrestling, The Rock is not.
You know what? At this point, I'll take Rock and Roman any point, but it has to be something on a major stage. I'll take WrestleMania. I'll take SummerSlam, the Rumble, Survivor Series. It has to be on a major stage.
I concur. But yeah, that's what happens. I thought it was interesting when The Rock said he was out of the table.
Well, he's not wrong, you know.
It was funny. The interviewer was like, so, one more question. She goes, who's the head of the table? And he goes, you're looking at him right now. I was like, oh. He was like, and I know Roman's going to call me as soon as he hears about this. And unfortunately, we'll probably never know when did that phone call happen and what the conversation was during that phone call. Then again, maybe we will. All in due time, I say. All in due time. And we both know The Rock has been teasing that match off and on for a little over 2 months now.
You know,
so what's gonna happen?
Damage Control, I see happening. In fact, it's gonna happen. Damage Control, well, I'll take that back. Maybe. Damage Control and Nikki Cross, Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss. I'm sorry, because every time I say Alexa,
War Games match for the women.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Bliss from now on because my Alexa app goes off. So Bliss, Bianca Belair, old girl,
You mean Oscar?
Asuka. I'm gonna come back to that in a second, and somebody else. So Monday, these two gals. I love it. Normally, I can't stand when Asuka talk because nobody can understand what the hell she's saying. But this was interesting. Asuka grabbed the microphone and she kept they argued in Japanese, but one word that stood out a lot was the word boki. In Japanese, boki means stupid. And so she kept calling her stupid.
You was watching that video, huh?
Yeah.
Subtitles.
Thank God for subtitles.
It's actually, I can't even say this, it's Baki.
Baki, excuse me. So Japanese word baki means stupid. So she was calling her stupid a lot of times. And Io Sky had enough of this and she just said one simple word and lit it all off. Call her a female, call her a female dog. Put it like that.
Oh yeah, called her the B word. Well, she pissed her off, so she just kept saying it repeatedly.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, now you want to speak Japanese. Like, been speaking Japanese, woman?
I would love one-on-one. It probably happened before, but let's put a little emphasis on it. Asuka and Io Sky. And this time, let's make it a little personal. Like, let's say, Asuka's from Osaka, Japan. Let's say she said, she being from Osaka is better than Tokyo. Io Sky like, no, we run things over here in Tokyo. We running stuff up in here. We better than y'all ever could be. And then it just get personal from there.
That would be very, very interesting.
Yeah.
You know what? I wouldn't put it past that they put the two of them together in a singles match before Survivor Series.
And just for I wouldn't mind. It'd be out of place. So I wouldn't mind it if we throw in the Japanese buzzsaw to jury.
Because
I don't know why. I just maybe referee or something, mediator, something. I don't know. Like, well, do like this. Pure WWE fashion, by the way. That little pause was hilarious. So let's pure WWE fashion. Let's try mediate this thing. So they bring it to jury. Try to be a peacemaker between Asuka and Io Sky. That goes south. Now we got to fight about it and bring back to jury as referee. Asuka versus Io Sky with the jury as referee.
That's fine. Speaking of bringing back, what about Mia Yim returning?
Yeah, man.
So she's going to be the woman that's going to supposedly neutralize Rhea Ripley. And we talked about this before. Who was going to be this mystery woman? And it ends up being her. But one thing we did say is that whoever that person was is going to come back. It wasn't going to be some new girl that was going to come in. It was going to be somebody that was already there, and they're going to come back. So we was technically right.
Mm-hmm.
We just didn't know it was going to be her.
Mia Yim is the wife of Keith Lee, basking in his glory. Keith Lee. Speaking of Keith Lee, let's go across the street to AEW, All Elite Wrestling. Their pay-per-view coming up. I believe it's November. Let's see. Full Gear, I think. Yeah, the 19th. Let's see, Full Gear 22. Let's see here. Full Gear 2022. Let's see what we got. Yeah, Saturday, November 19th. Full Gear. The main event, of course, your AEW World Champion Jon Moxley will defend against MJF. It'll be at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. November 19th, the matches so far, Jon Moxley, MJF, The Acclaimed in the house against Swerve in Our Glory, Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland.
Strickland, there you go.
we don't know going to be the AEW World Eliminator Tournament Finals. The winner.
Oh, God.
We'll see the shot at the AEW World title at Winter is Coming. Tony Storm against Jamie Hayter, Chris Jericho, Brian Danielson. My bad. Brian Danielson. Claudio. And Sammy Guevara. I can't stand that boy. Sammy Guevara. Fatal 4-way match for the AEW Ring of Honor World Championship. Finally, Jade Cargill against Nyla Rose. I'm going for Jade Cargill. Dr. Britt Baker against Saraya, Jeff Jarrett, and Jay Lethal against Sting and Darby Allin. Little TNA for you. And Luchasaurus against Jungle Boy.
It looks like the Jeff Jarrett Sting rivalry never ends. Started in WCW, went through TNA, and now they're back at it again in AEW.
That was a time in TNA. I believe it was Jeff Jarrett, Eric Young, somebody else. They followed Sting, like when he was taking time off for his personal life. They followed him all week, or for weeks.
Yeah, it was Jeff Jarrett, Eric Young, and Alex Shelley, who was the cameraman, stalking Sting and following him as he did personal stuff like attend his son's baseball game. And remember, at one period they got caught, and boy was Sting pissed.
Yeah.
And Sting was taking it to him on his own until Scott Steiner made the save and that was actually Steiner's debut.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was beating up 3 guys by himself for a couple of minutes until Steiner came out.
One of my favorite Sting moments, Genesis, Impact Wrestling Genesis, when everybody thought it's kind of like the game show made of it, Children Sting's partner, right? Everybody thought it was Rick Steiner. Everybody thought it was but the stuff Bagwell. Then it got down to Samoa Joe. Turns out, as part of Genesis, the 6-time world champion Booker T, sucker. I know, right? That baby excited too. I know.
That was interesting. He was messing with them the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, who's going to be the mystery partner?
It's Booker T, sucker.
So some people even thought it was Scott Hall. Scott Hall's like, it's not me.
Hmm.
You ain't got to worry, it's not me. But then what Scott Hall did was kind of messed up. He was like, I know who his partner is. And they kept bugging him the whole show. He was like, I'm going to tell you at the end of the show. End of the show comes, they all wait for Scott Hall. Scott Hall comes out. It says Sting's tag team partner is Lex Luger of all people. And I like how they went off the air. And then the next week, Lex Luger appears. Then Sting appears like it's not Lex Luger. And they were all pissed. Like, who the hell is it? Like, you'll find out at Genesis.
And then get this. It was a tag match, but with a little twist for the world title.
Yeah. Well, Booker T's first match was a world title match. And they lost. Kurt Angle got to keep the title.
Yes. Ladies, we got a little business to take care of here. Wrestling Trash brought to you by Back of the Reason More LLC. They put the D in delivery. They pulled the number right here. I should know this by now. This is a damn shame. They put the D in delivery. You have CDL license. You can drive trucks. You need more information. Call 888-712-2587. Or there's another number I need to memorize. I'm going to get to that in a second. You can call 888-712-2587 or 817-204. I just had it in my hands. Hold on a second here. I just had it in my hand. Try that first number first. 888-712-2587. We got backup.com. And by the way, while you're on there, shop WrestleTracks.com. Save $12. Use the code Lucha Pride. Here's the thing. That expires Thanksgiving at midnight. Okay? After midnight, it's over. You got to right now to Thanksgiving, say $12 off. Midnight is done. You got to pay full price after that. But WrestlingTracks.com, use the code Lucha Pride in all caps and say $12.
Man, that's going to be very interesting. Now, what is this, November? Wow.
Yeah.
So you have Survivor Series, and you have Full Gear, and of course the NWA Hard Times pay-per-view.
A little wink to the
people. Championships will be on the line.
That sounds familiar. Hard Times. Why does? Oh yeah, Dusty Rhodes promo.
Yeah, that's something the Big Boss Man would say too at one point in his time. It wasn't a promo, but he did say it often. You gonna serve hard time. You gonna get hard time.
There was a Hard Times cage match back in Raw. It was like towards like the 90s.
That match was terrible.
So here's this one time, the late great Pat Patterson, Gerald Briscoe, faithful associates of Vince McMahon, by the way, failed Vince miserably, and Vince said, like, hey, y'all check out the cage, make sure the cage is secure and everything. They got in the cage, make sure that lock's good. Okay, boss man, take him out. I'm like, dang, bro, your own faithful stooges.
He was like, all I wanted was a cup of coffee, and he had the boss man attack him.
There is no faithful stooge. Nobody's more faithful in urge kissing. I say it's very respectfully. Than Gerald Briscoe, God bless him. I'm friends with him on Facebook. Than Gerald Briscoe, the late great Pat Patterson. Nobody's more faithful than kissing your ass like Gerald Briscoe and Pat Patterson.
What about when Stone Cold came out and actually tried to save him, and then they were trying to attack him?
That's messed up.
I was like, what kind of shit is this?
You try to save your ass, and you attack the man.
Then Stone Cold took all of them out, and he was left in the cage by himself. And then just about when he was about to leave, here comes The Undertaker.
I believe the cage caught on fire, didn't it?
Yeah, Kane came out, did his pyro, and the cage was on fire.
Yeah. And at that time, they for a while they did Raw Extra. So when they went off the air, the commentators are gone, by the way. So you had little overtime, and you saw.
You had a little, 5 or 10 minutes extra?
Yeah.
Of course they did that to compete with Nitro.
Yeah. I've been watching old school Monday Night Raw. I'm right now in the 2000s. I gotta give a shout out, huh?
Yeah, I saw a few Raws, and I remember I watched maybe about 3 of them back, and they didn't do the Raw actuals. I mean, I'm positive they don't. I don't know.
That lasted about at least year and a half, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it lasted a few months. It didn't even last long.
Oh, yeah. I was watching old school Raw back around the 2000s, and I saw one of the greatest, at the time, no, they were forming into a group later. I saw the Radicals, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, Dean Malenko, and Perry. I believe 2 out of the 4 are still with us. Perry Saturn and Dean Malenko.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember that episode when they made that. The episode when they made their debut, of course, the January 31st, 2000 episode of Raw. Mm-hmm. They made their debut. They come through the crowd and they take their seats in the first row. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. They got tired of Bischoff's bull and jumped the ship to safe pastures in WWE. Thank God they did.
Yeah. What sucks is that Eddie Guerrero got injured, breaking his arm in his first match.
That sucks. back then there wasn't much place to go back then. You either go WCW or WWE.
ECW was still around in 2000.
Yeah, they were the internet. They're about to shut it down in 2 years at that time. They could get they had money issues, television issues.
I remember Eddie Guerrero. He just wanted to leave WCW.
Uh-huh.
He mentioned ECW. He didn't care as long as he got out of that company.
Yeah.
And he said if WWE didn't work, he would have went back to ECW.
And Eddie had the mullet at the time.
Yeah. Eddie just wanted to get out of WCW. He didn't care if it was WWE or ECW.
Mm-hmm.
But looking back at it in hindsight, of course, ECW will have money problems later on. So imagine if Eddie went to ECW, he would have been suffering.
Oh, man.
Crazy.
I
was watching ECW not too long ago.
Oh yeah, I gotta give. I'm not gonna give it his credit, but Logan Paul has learned a big lesson called respect in this business. I don't think he takes it seriously, but he tore his ACL. That's gonna teach him. That's gonna give him a little receipt in this business.
Well, Logan Paul, he's not one of those guys. See, Logan Paul respects wrestling. That's why he's doing it. Of course, his contract is sort of similar to Goldberg. He doesn't have a multi-year contract. He has a multi-match contract.
Yeah.
Goldberg, who has one match left on his contract. And after that, he's done, unless he resigns.
So the question is, who's next?
I don't know, and I don't know when that match is going to happen. But I do know it's being saved since there's only one more match left.
Yeah, he has that match with Undertaker, with Bobby Lashley, with Brock Lesnar twice, with
Look back at all his matches. The Royal Rumble match in 2017 is Kevin Owens match.
Yeah.
Dolph Ziggler. Of course, you mentioned Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
Braun Strowman. Bray Wyatt. That's pretty much everybody he's wrestling.
I don't see him in the tag team matches ever. I think Goldberg never had a tag team match in his career.
No, that's not true. He's had tag matches. He's had several.
Oh, okay. That's my bad right there.
Not just in WCW, but in WWE as well. Not this current run, that part-time run he's on. I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
He came in 2003. He was in a couple. Of course, that was a one-year contract. Started the night after WrestleMania 19. Contract expired and ended the night after WrestleMania 20.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he did not like that period in his career. Which I think for two reasons. One, he's not used to losing matches, and two, this is part of the Triple H reign of terror.
Oh yeah, that 10-month reign as the world champion.
10 months. It was more than 10 months. It was years. It was like a 4-year run. That's that reign of terror lasted.
Oh wow.
That shit started in 2002 and didn't end until 2005.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh. Do you know how many guys got buried during that period that should have won?
Oh, wow.
Guys like RVD, guys like Booker T, Goldberg, who should have won that SummerSlam Elimination Chamber match. but for some reason they waited a month to take it off him, but he should have won the match right then and there. You know, for them to book him the way that they did in that chamber match, had him run through everybody only to lose and get hit with a sledgehammer. It made no sense. Similar to what Vince did with Shayna Baszler. And to Becky Lynch's credit, she wanted to lose the match. And Vince said, no. You book her, you have her dominate the Elimination Chamber match and become #1 contender for a Raw Women's title, and you have her lose at WrestleMania. Bad move, bad luck. But yeah, I'm actually happy. It's a different WWE.
Oh, definitely. Rights have been wrong. Well, wrongs have been righted, if you will.
You know, the Austin Theory thing, that was really bad.
That was stupid. But like I said earlier, in our show at 6, I said that Austin Theory did set a precedent. You can now cash in on a title other than the World Championship. Will that happen next time? I don't know, but the precedent has been set.
I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do with that. I don't know.
A precedent has been set, like I said.
But what it does is it brings up a lot of questions.
Uh-huh.
To be honest, it defeats the purpose of a Money in the Bank because it was created for world titles, not mid-card titles. And you cash in on a mid-card title, and you lose. You know, I think that Triple H did that on purpose.
You're damn right he did that on purpose.
I was like, that was just so wrong.
You damn Skippy did that on purpose.
And I mean, did it on purpose to personally take a shot at Vince, for Vince killing off his favorites and his talents. Like, I'm gonna bury the hell out of this guy. And if you notice, since Vince retired, Austin Theory's been getting booked terribly.
Triple H did that with malice and intent. You damn right he did that on purpose. That was with malice and intent.
I wasn't expecting that to happen, but I told you he was going to either cash in and lose, defend it and lose the Money in the Bank, but I never expected that. Mm-hmm. Like, that was just terrible. And I knew Austin Theory, something was going to happen, because once Vince retired, he lost every match he had.
Uh-huh.
You notice when Vince was there, he was getting pushed, won Money in the Bank, won a United States title, and as soon as Vince retires, he loses a United States title, and then he loses every match.
Mm. Yes, sir.
That's when I knew Theory was done.
Mm.
That had to be, without question, the most blatant burial of a wrestler I've ever seen.
Right. You're going to hear a little noise. I'm moving this right here. Okay. But yeah, you're right. Like I said, and I stand by what I said, that was done with malice and intent. And thank God he did it. And by the way, I meant to say this a while ago. We have, thank God, we have got rid of the
24/7 title.
Yeah. Sorry, you got too much noise in the background, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, my sister's playing music in the background, so if you hear music, that's her.
Yeah. Anyway, we got rid of the 24/7 championship, thank God. Nikki Cross kind of had a botch there. She meant to throw it in the trash, but she missed the trash can.
Yeah, that's why Billy was laughing at her.
How the hell you missed the trash can?
Because she wasn't paying attention. But yeah, that's their way of saying this belt's done.
Mm-hmm.
I knew they was gonna get rid of that belt too once Vince was gone.
No, I would have done. It would make sense. What I would have done, I would have called up Mick Foley, give the chance to Mick Foley, and have it be the end of it.
It's like this belt is no more.
Yeah.
No more. And Nikki Cross, who's on Damage Control's War Games match, all they need is one more partner, and their team is complete. And then you have Asuka and the Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belair and Alexa Bliss. So they need 2 more women. The good thing is that she won't have to defend her title.
Right.
Unlike Ronda Rousey. What about Shayna Baszler attacking Shotzi from behind?
It's a matter of time for Shayna Baszler, Ronda Rousey.
I can't wait to see that match.
Right now, keep my friend close, enemies closer. Enemies close, no. Keep my friend close, enemy closer kind of thing right now.
Yes, keep your friends close and your enemies closer, as they say. Well, she wants to keep her friend close. And I think Shayna Baszler would be her biggest challenge.
Both UFC women, yeah. I'd be very interested.
Yeah, so I think she wants to avoid that confrontation. I don't think she wants to have that match. Because she knows if she gets in the ring with her, she's going to have to work twice as hard.
Oh, definitely.
Not that I'm saying she doesn't work hard. She's going to have to work twice as hard, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah. Exactly, because it's not going to be no cakewalk this time.
Like, this ain't going to be no Liv Morgan type match. No disrespect to her. Liv Morgan did the best she could, but it was obvious she wasn't going to win that match.
You want to be champion, you have to earn it. If it's Liv Morgan, if it's Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler, you got to earn this one.
Yeah. Look at what she did in that I Quit match against Charlotte. We all knew Charlotte wasn't winning.
Yeah.
You're going to try to beat Ronda Rousey in an I Quit match? No way. Again, Charlotte did the best she could, but knew it wasn't going to end well for Charlotte. And Young Rock. Episode 2 of Season 3.
I loved it. By the way, if you missed it, no problem. It's available on Peacock.
Yes, and The Rock's other show, which is on the Vice Network, Tales from the Territories. A very good show. I highly recommend. It's a wrestling-related show. Similar to Young Rock, but basically you go back in time to the territory days. That's how wrestling was back in the day. And some of the guys that wrestled in the territories that are still alive, they all participate and tell stories.
There's a story on there of Polynesian Wrestling, the company by The Rock's grandparents.
The Rock's grandparents, of course, we all know how Chief Peter Maivia would pass on and then his wife would take over. And some of the biggest names came through that territory. Of course, Vince McMahon, the kindness of his heart, sent some of his wrestlers over there as well.
Yep.
Even a very, very young Shawn Michaels ran through there. But that was before he started in WWE. But, I highly recommend that show. If you don't have Vice, or if you do have Vice and you happen to miss the show, you can watch the reruns on Hulu Plus if you have Hulu.
Or, very simple for you, watchwrestling.ai.
And there's another option.
And that is?
No, that's the other option. Yeah, but again, it's a very good show. Comes highly recommended.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about some places like the Polynesian area, of course, the Minnesota area, with Vern Gagne and the AWA, the Florida territory with the Grahams, Eddie Graham, his son Mike Graham, and of course Dusty Rhodes. And cannot forget about the New York, Washington area, which is the McMahons.
Mm-hmm.
And Memphis, Jerry Jarrett and Jerry the King Waller.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time in this. I gotta be just a little bit petty here. Not petty, but just nosy. There's a picture everybody was talking about for a cup of coffee for a short time. Vince McMahon at dinner with some young lady, and it wasn't Linda.
Oh yeah, that's the second time he was seen out with that woman.
Now, if you don't know, Vince and Linda do not live together. They're still married, but don't live together.
Yeah, I don't know what his relationship status with Linda is, but I don't know. I'm assuming they're together. I'm guessing.
They too old to be
I'm talking
swinging.
about Linda, I meant the other girl.
Vince and Linda too old to be swinging, man. I'm too old for that.
Yeah, Vince, of course, has his favorite areas and his favorite places in New York City he likes to visit, which he's done that for decades and continues to do it to this day.
I know it wasn't a business dinner because Vince was retired. I know damn well it wasn't a business dinner.
What can be business? You never know.
That man retired. What business he got?
Well, he still owns Alpha Entertainment. That's something he created.
Yeah, that's true.
So, aside from WWE, let's not forget about that.
Uh-huh.
That's separate from WWE.
That's facts.
But yeah, of course, Vince has his favorite places in New York. He likes to visit and still does. Of course, him and JBL have the same barber. They go and get their hair cut at the same place.
Wait. You go all the way over there for a haircut?
I don't know where the hell they go, but they go to the same place.
Yeah, that's like JBL lives in New York. Oh yeah, both of them in New York. That's wild for them.
Vince is in Connecticut. He's not far from, which is not far from New York.
You go all the way to New York for a haircut. Come on, Vince.
Yeah, he can do it. He has the money.
Oh, he got the money. No, that ain't the question about it.
Yeah, but you're all right. You go all the way to New York for a haircut. Yeah, good point.
That better be some damn good haircut.
That's interesting, though, at the same time.
That better be the best haircut in the history of barbering. You go all the way to New York for a haircut.
Mm-hmm. Because I was like, why don't you just go by somewhere by you or have someone come to you? But no, you go out there. So that amazed me.
I want to know.
You know, flying on his private plane and his limousines and his chauffeur.
Before we move on, I want to know. I'm being a little nosy now. Who that young lady was he having dinner with?
I don't know. We'll never know, and I guess we'll just leave it at that.
Well, anybody out there in podcast land who's listening to this name, if you can find out the identity, let me know. That'd be great. I'm just being nosy.
Hey, you're not the only one.
Yeah.
Even I said, who's that?
And I was like, it sure ain't Linda.
Oh, yeah, you can see that.
They too old to be swinging, man. I know dang well they ain't swinging. They're too old for that.
Yeah, very too old for that. That's something you gotta do when you're young. That's a young man's game.
But nonetheless, I do wish Vince McMahon a very happy life now that he's retired from the wrestling business and all these other endeavors. But please, for the love of God, can we leave XFL alone? It's dead. It's done. Leave it alone.
Agreed.
3 times in 3 eras. You tried it don't work. McMahon in football don't work. You tried in the 90s. Tried in 2000s. You tried in 2020. It failed.
Oh, he tried it in the 90s. I was a bodybuilder.
Oh, yeah. I'm talking about 2000s and
He tried it twice.
Yeah, twice.
Technically, I'm not going to count the second time because it wasn't really his fault. That was COVID. Remember, COVID came and killed everything.
Mm-hmm.
Even businesses that were getting started, like the XFL that was restarting, it killed that off.
I told him.
I'm going to give the second one a pass because of COVID. But yeah, the first time around, it failed.
I told my mom earlier, it's a miracle. Wrestling somehow survived during COVID.
Vince, well, we got to thank Vince for that. He found a way to make it work.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody started copying. They saw what he was doing, and they copied it.
Mm-hmm. They can thank Vince for that. They can thank Vince for not going broke. You're welcome, by the way. That the reason why most people, except for Ring of Honor, why most people didn't go broke during the pandemic, because y'all follow Vince's idea, and it somewhat worked.
But you know what? We'll just do all the shows at the Performance Center. Yeah. And we ain't got to go nowhere. Brilliant. Brilliant.
So every wrestling promoter owes Vince McMahon a thank you. I'm not broke right now.
And he found a way to give us WrestleMania as well. Yeah.
Now I pray that never happens again.
We're gonna do it here.
Yeah. I pray that never happens again. An empty WrestleMania. That's the only time, God willing, WrestleMania had 0 fans. Not because nobody's fault, because of the way it was.
Yeah, COVID really has shaking things up. But I will tell you, one good did come about. Actually, a couple of good things came out of COVID. WWE made $1 billion for the first time ever in this company in terms of revenue. Mm-hmm. They're doing less house shows now, which is good, so the guys and the girls are home more because of COVID. Yeah. So, I mean, some good stuff came out of that.
By the way, I hate to be this kind of guy. By the way, don't deceive me. So COVID's still out here. It just calmed down a little bit.
COVID's not going away.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, to be honest, the whole COVID stuff is over.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's over, but it's still out there. And it's over to the point where we no longer have to wear masks. There's no more indoor, outdoor mask mandates. The only places you only have to wear a mask is shelter buildings and anything in the medical field. Yeah. Past that, you don't need to wear a mask. No more stay-at-home orders, no more 6 feet away, all that stuff is over. Yeah. So everything's pretty much back to normal. But yeah, COVID is still out there. Like I told people, it's not going away.
Oh, no.
It's going to stay here forever.
And we have, when I think of the next generation, I'm going to close with this. I think of the next generation growing up, like those kids in the background you got there, what we have to pass down to them. Every now and then is sad. Because what we have to pass down to them ain't good sometimes.
Yeah. I do honestly, no. I know for a fact that some of this COVID stuff was rigged and done on purpose.
Ouch. That's a serious accusation right there, brother.
I said some of it. I didn't say all of it. I know that for a fact. And half of that shit was rigged. To control people and scare people and frighten people and have control over people. I mean, let's be honest. Look at what that damn thing has done. I mean, they shut stuff down. Everything was closed. We had curfews. We had to stay at home for weeks and months at a time without leaving the house. And if people were saying if the mainstream media in the news, they were saying it was bad. Now, if it was as bad as people said it was, people would be outside dropping dead right now during that period, but that didn't happen. So that's how I knew part of that was bullshit.
Well, I'll tell you what's bullshit. Logan Paul had a championship match at Crown Jewel. We might as well go take a shovel and go dig up the guy from Ready to Rumble's career and give him a championship match. David Arquette. We might as well go to get a shovel, go to the graveyard, and dig up David Arquette's career and give him a title shot.
Let's not talk about that. we don't talk about that for obvious reasons, okay? Logan Paul and David Arquette are two different animals.
I'd rather Bad Bunny get a title shot. Bad Bunny has the passion for it.
Good point.
I'd rather Bad Bunny than Logan Paul.
That was a heck of a match, a heck of a performance. I was impressed, and I don't get impressed often.
Yes, I.
You know, that all that work with Shawn Michaels did help him pay off. We got to see a different side of him in that match and the other two matches.
Well, if it paid off, he would be champion right now, but he ain't.
Yes, he ain't, but he performed better than he did in the last two matches.
That's true.
So to a certain extent, it did pay off. Training with the great Shawn Michaels.
I gotta give a shout out to Shawn Michaels' mentor, the late great Jose Lothario.
Yes, indeed. He passed away, I think, 2-3 years ago in his 80s. The guy who trained Shawn Michaels. Shawn started training at the age of 19, 20, in that age range. Would you believe this guy had his first WrestleMania match at the age of 23 in 1989?
Wow.
WrestleMania 5. The Mega Powers explode.
That was
even though that was over 30 years ago.
Of course, you were there. Of course.
All right. Let's not make me sound old. Okay.
I wasn't even born yet, damn it. In 85, I wasn't even born yet. WrestleMania 5.
WrestleMania 5. You know what? I might even watch that now, just talking about it.
Yes, sir.
But that was a long pay-per-view for 14 matches. Jeez.
Man, the longest pay-per-view ever. WrestleMania 35. I remember because I clocked it at the time when I got it at the time, watched it at the time. It came on around 5 or 6 something. It went off the air 11:02 p.m.
That was the longest WrestleMania.
And that's the last time WrestleMania was one night.
WrestleMania 35. Longest WrestleMania. Of course, the WrestleMania that had the most matches to this day for one night is WrestleMania 4. They had a total of 16 matches. And WrestleMania 35 was still longer than that.
Yeah. I watched it a few nights ago. I put it on at 7 o'clock. I wake up, it is 4 in the morning, it's still going.
Jeez.
Either that or my time was off. But yeah.
Probably your time was off. Daylight saving did just change. I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a long show. And we all know next year's WrestleMania will indeed be 2 nights. Hopefully they go back to one night with WrestleMania 40 when that comes to Philadelphia. Speaking of WrestleMania, of course, for those who don't know, WrestleMania next year will be in SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California.
We're going to the hood.
Yes, same place the Super Bowl was earlier this year. nights again. I'm hoping WrestleMania 40 will be one night. Because I'm getting tired of these 2-night things.
Yeah.
The only good thing I say about these 2-night shows is that more people have a chance to be in that main event, to be on last.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I'm sick and tired of seeing these 2 nights. I'm glad Wrestle Kingdom is going back to one night on January 4th. Oh man, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I am looking forward to the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Just for the simple fact we have no clue what's going to happen, especially now that Vince is gone and Triple H is in charge. Anybody can show up. And I mean anybody than anybody before previously.
And I was going to pick Bray Wyatt to win the thing as a surprise, but he came back early, so I'm still going with Cody Rhodes.
Well, if Cody's cleared and he's back in time before the match, we'll see what happens. I know Randy Orton should be coming back soon. As should Adam Cole, who's been on the injured list since the last AEW pay-per-view. He should be on his way back as well.
Adam Cole, baby.
Adam Cole, baby. And Kyle O'Reilly, I'm not sure. I know he's injured. We all know Bobby Fish left AEW and he's in Impact now. Of course, Bully Ray, who also is in Impact and he's also in the NWA, as is Matt Cardona and the rest of the Cardona family, and Mickey James. And Bully Ray and Spike and Devon just had a reunion at an autograph signing.
Oh, I missed those damn Dudleys.
Well, it's the first time that all 3 of them were together in the same place in over 7 years.
Those damn Dudleys.
Those damn Dudleys is right. Yeah, Spike looks a little different now for a bald guy.
I think he's a realtor now, huh?
You know, Spike, he's put on some weight. He's bald. He's got himself a little goatee. He looks different, but you can still see it's him.
He sells real estate nowadays.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind buying a house with Spike Dudley.
Of course, Spike, I mean, I said Spike. I mean, Bubba and Devon still look the same. Of course, Bubba still looks the same, but you can see he's aging. It's showing in his face.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're going to upload this when we can to YouTube when we can. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you guys next time. And hopefully, we'll get you back on Thursdays right here on Anchor.fm, Side Wrestling Tracks, on BlogTory.com, Side Wrestling Tracks, and for a link of all our platforms, Linktree, linktr.ee/W Tracks for links to all our platforms. Have a great night. We'll see you next time, everybody. Enjoy. Be safe. Keep warm. See you next time.
Take care.